Good morning, traders, and welcome to this week's weekly market analysis, Monday the 29th of July. All right, this week in terms of data, quite a bit coming out. The highlights are Aussie CPI figures due out, I believe, on Wednesday. We have interest rates decisions from central banks from the UK and the US on Thursday, and of course the big one on Friday, we have non-farm payroll numbers which are due out from the US. So a lot of activity in the Forex world this week, so I've got them all posted up here on the side. Please take note and let us begin our analysis. This week we'll kick off with the Aussie US dollar. Now, Aussie US dollar, last week I was saying I have a marker, this line here. I was saying that previous resistance can act as new support, so let's take note and let's see if we get any evidence that the market is wanting to reverse here to be able to trade in this direction. Consequently, you can see here there is no evidence at all. The market just went straight through, so that basically means no trade, no damage done, but we were preparing just in case. Now, since it has gone through, what I can now do is let's get rid of this line because it is no longer of any use to me. And as I zoom out, I still have this support line down the bottom. So look, at the moment, what I'm thinking is that, you know, if this has some kind of a reprieve, then at some point over here, if it shows me it's exhausted and now it's ready to return, then I might be interested in a sell. But at the moment, I'm kind of just sitting and waiting on this one. Of course, I'll put a marker down here somewhere. Let me just extend this line out so that if the market does come down to here, at this point here, I would be interested in becoming a buyer as well. But I think I'm a little bit far away from that right now, but I will leave the mark there just so that it reminds me. So this week, Aussie US dollar is we are just standing and basically doing nothing and just waiting for the next move to occur. All right, Euro USD. Last time we spoke, Euro USD, we were sellers. Okay, we were short on this nice railroad track kind of reversal pattern that I call, and that has played out, it has gone down. So many of you are already out of the trade, so if that's you, well done, we got a winning trade there. As I take a macro look from further out, I can see that look, at the moment that trade's finished. So if you're just looking at this for the first time, you kind of got to wait. The next opportunity is probably down here. Okay, if the market comes down to here some point, if it shows me that it wants to reverse, then the trade up is what I would be looking for. But some of you may still be in this trade. You may be wanting to try and see if it goes a little bit further. Let's wait and see. But like I said, that one for us is completed. The next logical thing, if you're watching this brand new today for the first time, would be as follows. You may look for an opportunity. If we're here, we're looking for either to bounce like that or to bounce, rebound in this direction. Okay, so for the time being, we're waiting for the market to approach either one of those two yellow hot zones which I've marked out. All right, let's move along. Let's have a look at the US yen. US yen, I had put this mark on my chart here, thinking that perhaps it may show me that it's pulled back and reversing, and then I'll be happy to become a buyer. But you can see that there's been no evidence that that was going to happen, and in fact now we've broken that low. So the path now is really into downtrend. So the kind of trades that I will be looking for here is, as the market goes down, I'm looking for a pullback, and then on those pullbacks I'm looking for the market to show me that on the pullback it's exhausted and it's now ready to reverse, and then that's the trade I'm looking for. So it's a continuation in the trend trade, and I'm trying to sell on a pullback when I see evidence that the market is reversing. Okay, so at the moment we just wait and see it out. All I'm going to do is just going to grab my marker and I'm just going to place him around about there somewhere, which is where I think a pullback may occur. Okay, let's see how this one plays out, but for now there's nothing specifically right there right now. All right, GBP USD. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, so this one I can see there's a pattern. We are in uptrend. It's pulling up, pulled back, shooting up, pulling back, and right now, let's analyze that to see if we have a trade right off this section right now. Okay, so let me zoom back in. And the answer is yes, we have an inside. Let me just highlight the two candles. We have an inside set of candles right there. So the way you trade this is at the break of that high, the little blue one is inside of the red one. So when we break the high of the little one with this new candle, which is today's candle, so this, as soon as this one breaks through there, that's it, we become buyers. However, please note, if it doesn't break the high and it breaks the low, so it comes down and breaks the low, well then you need to cancel out and it's going to be no trade at all. Okay, so we have a pending position ready to go here. If we break that high, which is roughly, I'm just drawing it badly, but if it breaks that high right there, that's it. That's our entry into here to becoming a buyer. Okay, of course, always on the proviso that it doesn't break the low first. Okay, all right, so there you have it. That's the GBP USD. Let's see if we get triggered into this trade. Let's look at oil. Oil, we had a position from over here, a sell that's played out very, very nicely for us. So that one is now completed. Let's have a zoom out. Okay, converging triangle, I can see it there. And I've got a marker on this side, and the market is approaching this side now. Let me just shuffle it over a little bit to the right. So what we're looking for here is as follows. If the market continues to come down and then on this level somewhere it shows me like a set of inside candles, something like that, well then that would be my trigger to become a buyer in this particular market. Now of course I need those patterns to occur on the support level, because then that increases my probability. Okay, I'm not going to simply just buy off that support level because of course support levels fail, but if I get a bit of evidence that it is reversing at that support level, well then that increases the probability of my trade, and that's all I'm really trying to do, find the highest probability trade that we can. Okay, so there you have it. That's my WTI oil for this week. And the final one, gold. Okay, gold, all right, we have a trade right now. Some of you may be triggered into it already. Let me just get rid of these markers for a moment. Okay, the trade is as follows. We're making higher highs. Okay, so from here we're kind of like in an uptrend. Okay, that high is higher than that one, so we've broken into new territory, and now it's pulled back, and right there, these two candles, those two there, that's an inside set of candles. That's a reversal pattern. Okay, so at the break of the high, which is there, and it's already happened, so at that point some of you may already be in the trade, and we're trying to trade in this direction upwards. Okay, so for those of you who are in that one, let's see how that one plays out. If you're not in it and you're just seeing it right now, we're very, very close to the level that you would have been at, so make a decision whether you're allowed to go in this based on your trading rules or not, but there is a trade there. Okay, so there you have it. That wraps up our analysis for this week. Again, I'm just going to post up here on the site all the major announcements for this week. The highlights: Aussie CPI data coming out on Wednesday. We have central banks from the UK and the US doing interest rates decision. Also, the Japan central bank is putting out their monetary policy as well this week. So that's three major central banks globally. And of course, the major highlight for the week is non-farm payroll numbers, which are due out on Friday. Take note of the times. Have a great trading week, and I'll speak to you next week for the weekly market analysis. Bye for now.